Welcome to claude-code News. Version 2.1.92 is here, and it's a meaty one. A guided AWS Bedrock setup wizard, sharper cost visibility, a 60% faster write tool, and a wave of polish that fixes some genuinely annoying bugs. Let's get into it. If you've ever tried to connect claude-code to AWS Bedrock manually, you know it can be a friction-filled process, juggling credentials, regions, and model IDs. Version 2.1.92 solves this with a brand new interactive Bedrock setup wizard. Just hit the login screen, select third-party platform, and you'll be walked step-by-step through AWS authentication, region selection, credential verification, and model pinning. No more guessing at config values or digging through docs. It's the kind of onboarding experience Bedrock users have been waiting for. For teams running claude-code in managed or enterprise environments, there's a new policy setting called forceRemoteSettingsRefresh. When enabled, the CLI will block startup entirely until it has freshly fetched your remote-managed settings. And if that fetch fails, it exits, instead of proceeding with stale or missing config. This is a fail-closed design, which means security and compliance requirements are enforced before any work begins. If your org uses centralized policy management, this is the safety net you've been asking for. 2 quality-of-life upgrades for your daily workflow. First, the /cost command now shows a per-model and cache hit breakdown for subscription users, so you can actually see which models are eating your budget and how much you're saving from cached prompts. Second, /release notes has been upgraded from a static page to an interactive version picker, making it easy to jump to any version's changelog without leaving the terminal. And there's a new token transparency feature for pro users. When you return to a session after the prompt cache has expired, a footer hint tells you roughly how many tokens the next turn will send uncached. No more surprise context costs. Here's a win for anyone working with large files. The write tool's Diff computation engine has been significantly optimized and is now 60% faster on files that contain tabs, ampersands, or $signs. If you're working with makefiles, shell scripts, templated configs, or any file heavy with special characters, you'll notice edits land noticeably quicker. This release is also loaded with bug fixes. Let's run through the most impactful ones. First, a long-standing headache for tmux users. Subagent spawning was permanently failing with could not determine pane count after tmux windows were killed or renumbered mid-session. That's fixed. Stop hooks were incorrectly failing when the small, fast model returned OK false, also fixed, and prevent continuation semantics for non-stop hooks have been restored. Tool input validation was broken when streaming emitted array or object fields as JSON-encoded strings, squashed. An API 400 error that could appear when extended thinking produced a whitespace-only text block is gone, and 2 particularly subtle ones. Accidental feedback survey submissions triggered by autopilot key presses, and a scroll duplication bug in iTerm2, Ghosty, and other terminals with DEC 2026 support that would show the same message at 2 positions when scrolling up. Both resolved. Finally, the Ctrl+Z cursor jump bug in multi-line prompts and the misleading ESC to interrupt hint appearing alongside ASCII to clear during text selection are also fixed. 2 commands have been removed in this release. /tag is gone entirely, and /vim is also removed. But don't worry, Vim mode isn't going away. You can still enable it through /config under editor mode. If you have muscle memory for /vim, just retrain it to go through the config menu instead. That's everything in claude-code 2.192. A guided Bedrock wizard, clearer cost tracking, faster file diffing, and a ton of reliability fixes that make long sessions much smoother. If this was helpful, hit subscribe so you never miss a release. See you next time.